factoring x squared plus bx plus c. Notice in this trinomial, in this quadratic, you do not have a number up front here. It is understood to be 1. So in this video, all of the factoring that I will do is understanding that we have a 1 here, but not a different number. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make a list or think in your brain of all of the factors of the C term. So you'll break it down into all of the factors that you can think of. And then step 2 is to look at those factors and choose the ones that will combine to make the B term. And then you just set up 2 binomials using the terms or the numbers that you chose. Okay, so for this first example, by the way, pause the video to make notes or write anything down that you need to. So first I'm going to think of 56. And I start thinking in my brain of factors, numbers that multiply to give me 56. Immediately, 8 times 7 comes to my brain, but maybe you thought of 14 times 4, or maybe you thought of 28 times 2. No matter what you thought of, you can make a list of them over to the side, or you can just think of them. But the goal is the 2 numbers that you choose have to generate 15. And so when I thought 8 times 7, if you think, well, will 8 and 7 combine to make 15? Yes. So 8 and 7 are my numbers that I'm going to choose. So I need to set up 2 binomials. The first value in each of the binomials is going to be whatever multiplies to give you x squared, or this first term here. Since there's no value up front except for 1, we need an x times an x. So the x values have to go in the front. And now we picked 8 and 7 to give us 56, 8 and 7. And if you notice, 8 times 7 gives us 56, and 8 plus 7 gives us 15. They are both going to be positive. Now you can check your answer by FOILing this back out. Multiply x times x, x squared, x times 7, 7x, 8 times x, 8x, and 8 times 7, 56. And then combine your like terms, which would have been the 7x and the 8x. So this is your answer. Very straightforward. Now you have to be careful with signs, because the C term, you're picking factors. You need to look carefully. If it's positive, that means you could have either a negative value times a negative value, or a positive times a positive. In this case, to figure out if you should choose the negative ones or the positives, you look back at this sign. Since this one was positive, we needed both of them to be positive. If this would have been positive and this one negative, I would have needed a negative 8 and a negative 7 to produce a negative 15. So be careful with signs. Second example. X squared plus 2x minus 24. Now in this case, because the C value is negative, I know that when I multiply 2 values together, to get a negative answer, I need a negative and a positive value. So I'm going to think of all the factors. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. And then I need to, in my mind, I need to think, or looking at the paper, I need to think, okay, how can I combine any of those, or will any of those give me a value of 2? So as you look across all of your numbers, you should think the 4 and the 6 will combine. I know if I have different signs, the 4 and the 6 will give me 2. So I'm going to need a positive 6 because the 2 is positive, and I need a negative 4 to give me an overall value of a positive 2. Now again, because the x does not have a value in front, It's understood to be 1. We will start both of our binomials with an x. X times x gives us x squared. And then again, we needed a positive 6 and a negative 4. It does not matter which binomial you put them in. If you write x minus 4 here and then x plus 6 in the second one, what does matter is that you have the appropriate sign with the number. I could not put negative 6 here and positive 4 because when I simplify it out, I would have gotten a negative 2. So make sure that you are careful with that. Always check your answer by FOIL, or if you don't like the term FOIL, just multiply it back out. Okay, that's all for this one. Have a good day.